Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I've got a lot to cover today, so I got to get rolling, and I have a busy couple days before I go back to work. It's windy down here, so I am not working today or tomorrow, and it's tentative for Friday right now, but it looks like I'll be back on the water Saturday and then Sunday and then into next week. So first, you guys need to check out the new Land Shark Outdoors video on YouTube. I fished with Victor and Brooke last Thursday, I believe it was, and we had an awesome day. So the day started out, it was rough. It was rough. The weatherman was completely wrong, so I call it the curse of the camera. So it was supposed to be like 1 to 2s, light chop, and I got out there, and it was nasty. It was nasty. So I tried to do some trolling, and I literally got my ass kicked big time. Now, if you were like in a big 33 or a bigger boat, it might have been okay, but you were still going to get the shit kicked out of you. We were pretty comfortable when I had the boat turned at certain directions, because the Seakeeper does an amazing job in that stuff, but it doesn't stop the up and down roll. So I ended up taking a couple over the bow, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So we just went back into the reef, and we got into the reef around little late in the morning, but we put together an amazing video for you guys to check out. We had some cool stuff in there. You got to check it out. So at the end of the day, things laid out, and I was able to finally get outside the reef to go do my thing, and we left them biting. So I just want you guys to know that the video kicks ass, for one, and to watch for Chris Outdoors video, which is going to be really good. Now, what is so special about Victor's video with Land Shark Outdoors is the hook and cook. It is by far the best hook and cook I've seen on YouTube. Victor's does an amazing job with the hook and cook stuff, but he has Chef James involved, who is a high-level chef up in Boca, and I'll be talking more about him here in the future as far as what he does and where he works, but the guy is and you're going to hear more about this guy here in the future, because he is phenomenal in what he does in the kitchen. So he does an amazing yellow jack, and the mutton snapper hook and cook is something like I've never seen before. What he does with this fish is fantastic. So you got to check out the video, and make sure when Brooke's video launches that you check it out, because once again, she beats Victor in the size of the fish. Sorry, Victor, but she's got you beat again, brother. So awesome time with both Victor and Brooke. They are truly authentic, okay? Truly authentic. And they are amazing people. And that takes a lot for me to say that. So they truly are who they portray themselves to be. And that is very cool. So check them out. They've got some good stuff on there. Land Shark Outdoors and Brooke Chris Outdoors. So moving on here, because I have a lot to cover today. Special shout out to the guys that were able to tune in to the Facebook Live last night in the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast Facebook group. And if you're not involved with that group, I highly recommend that you get involved. You need to get on Facebook. I'm not a big fan of Facebook either, but I'm just there for my family members and for the Facebook group. So you can get involved by, it's a Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast Facebook group. You got to fill out your information, no fake profiles. I checked all the profiles, and you got to agree to the rules before I let you into the group. So it's a tight-knit group, and the information that you're going to get in the group as far as fishing reports and tips is something that is going to be hard to find in other groups, because that's the type of people that we have in the group right now. So we're going to keep it like that. So thank you to the guys that tuned into the Facebook Live last night. So I had an announcement about it. It's so here's the details. So once a month on Zoom, and maybe an hour, maybe slightly longer, depending on how much we go over. It's gonna be my Good Karma rigging crew. So, like I said, it's going to be held once a month on Zoom, maybe an hour, maybe slightly longer, depending on how much we go over. The group's going to be limited in size, so it's VIP to let me know as soon as possible. Now, I wish to start this in early October to get ready for Wahoo season. Okay? Now, there's going to be a private Facebook group for the Zoom recordings and the ongoing communication in that group. And what I'm going to be doing with the group is that I'm going to show you guys how to make certain baits, Wahoo lures, teasers, all sorts of stuff. There's going to be in-depth conversation, stuff that is going to be really cool. And I have to limit the group because I want to make sure I can answer everybody's question, because it's going to be more one-on-one stuff. And with rigging, there's going to be a lot of questions, and I'm going to actually show you the actual lures that I use and how I make them and where I get the components, how I build them, why they're so special. And then from there, it's going to be very cool. So that's really all I got to say about it. It's going to be cool. So if you have any kids or any young adults in the household, they're welcome to participate, and the cost is going to be $49 a month, and you will be automatically billed, similar to other membership groups you guys are part of. So if you want to get involved, you need to reserve your spot, because I'm only taking a limited number of people, because it's going to be a lot of one-on-one stuff, and I need to be able to have time to answer each member's questions and work with them individually. So you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com, or my main email is support@goodkarmasportfishing.com to let me know if you're in or not. Also, share what day of the week may be best for you. Likely it will be like 7 p.m. because of my schedule, and I will also try to keep in mind dinner times, as well as not make it too late, because I'm not much of a late person. But like I said, if you can't make it, then there'll be a special group where you can watch the videos and then post your comments, send them to me, and then I can go over them with you as I have time. So now, I hope you guys think it's a good idea, because I mentioned many times that I love rigging and the benefits of it, and I really want to see some people that really want to get better, get involved with the group, and all that good stuff. So one thing about rigging, what I've learned during COVID, is that, number one, I have so much more. It's so much more fun catching on my own stuff. Okay, catching on my own creations, and that's a next level of it. That's next level achievement stuff. Okay, and I really want people to know that confidence, that I want to give you guys a confidence that you can make your own stuff, and you don't need to rely on somebody else. Okay, you can do it. Okay, and I'm going to teach you how to do it and how easy it is. Now, also, I want you guys to catch bigger fish. I want your lures to last a lot longer, so you don't have to rely on lures falling apart that you buy from Bass Pro and a lot of Chinese crap. I'm going to teach you how to make stuff like the billy baits and all that stuff, so you can make your own billy baits that'll actually last, that won't fucking fall apart. Great lures, but they fall apart, and $15 adds up over time. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make a billy bait the right way, a billy bait style lure. Actually, it's better than a billy bait, and that's going to catch more consistently. So, and it's good for the mental health, guys. Good for the mental health. And a lot of people are you're stuck watching a lot of YouTube stuff. You're watching a lot of TV, and for each their own. But what I've found is that the more time I spend doing something with my hands, like rigging, and you're forgetting all the crap that's going on out there in the world. So I'm going to challenge you guys to shut off all the news and shut off all your Facebook posts and take an hour out of your day to get better. Okay? To get better. Turn off the Instagram, quit watching what the other guy's catching. I think there's a lot of that shit going on, and it's hurting a lot of people because I see it personally. So I'm going to teach you some new tips and some new ideas. A lot of discussions going to go on in the group, not just like lure making. And now I want you guys to keep in mind, and I know you've seen it, is that there's a lot of shit disappearing off the shelves. So I go to Bass Pro and the place is gutted. It's hard to find stuff, okay? And guys, this isn't going to get better anytime soon. We have to come to reality here is that this is going to be going on here probably well into 2021, maybe into 2022. And as soon as we realize this, that then things are going to be better in your mind, and you just got to start living a new life and learning how to do things. So, and it sucks. Believe me, I am going through this myself. So with trying to find shit is when I was reality, I go to the Circle K the other day and I see a message is that there's limited amounts of coins being printed at the from the Federal Reserve, and I was whatever. I was I don't know, just messed up. So got off tangent there. Guys, I want to teach you guys that if you can't find it, you're going to have to learn how to make it, okay? And make it better. And that's all going to be the whole purpose of the group. So like I said, I'm going to take on a limited number of people, and I'm going to vet who comes into the group. So I got to make sure that's the right fit for me as far as the learning style goes. So please email me today if you want to get involved. And like I said, you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com, or you can email me. The main email is support@goodkarmasportfishing.com. So I'll look for those emails today, and then once I receive them, you'll get a reply back that your spot's reserved, and then you'll get a notification on billing and all that other good stuff, and when the first meeting's going to be. And yeah, so it's going to be really cool. So next topic is I finished up the planer Wahoo series on Sunday. So we just went out and did a little fishing. Melinda and I, we stayed in on the edge. I took 3 fishing rods. It wasn't a hardcore day. We caught a couple dolphin, but the main purpose was, and we lost a wahoo in the morning. So he grabbed a hold of the bait and spit it. So, but it is what it is. So it wasn't too serious of a trip, which I like. So no pressure, because I've had a lot of serious trips lately and I needed a little break. So we did that, and I'm going to do more of it too. So I haven't had enough time to spend on my own, so I'm going to be spending a little bit of time on my own here in the next couple months, which is awesome. And hopefully I can get Melinda out a little bit more so we can spend some time together. So, but yeah, I finished it up on Sunday. The price of that course is going to go up, so you need to order now if you want to get in on that $99 price, because I put that course out there well ahead of time for you guys. So for the guys that really wanted to learn how I run my downriggers at higher speeds, I put that out there ahead of time so you guys would start getting ready. Well, it's basically time for Wahoo season. So this is the last call for that price, and I think I'm going to raise it to $149 here probably on Friday. Once the new video launches, was probably going to be on Friday or Saturday, the price automatically goes up and the bonuses go away. So now in part 3, I really go over a lot of stuff, and you actually see me while I'm making the video. I hook up and I'm going through and talking about it while I'm battling a dolphin I catch on the planer, actually in close. So on a jet flat calm day, and yeah, so it's going to be good. Now I'm also going to be adding an update to the ultimate drift fishing video for muttons and red grouper coaching video. I've got some images. I took some better images of a couple red grouper areas that I fish, and I'm going to be posting those and into the update. So you will receive an update, and you will receive some better images of the spots and what to look for. it's hard to get good images of sonar and all that stuff while you're out fishing. So I have to do some manipulating with color so you can really see the areas without the glare from the sun on the GPS. So you'll get an update there. And like I said, with the Downrigger Wahoo video, you will receive updates. It's an ongoing course, so it's just not a one and done. So all the high-level courses are not one-and-done courses. You will continue to receive updates, and they will be free as I make them, okay? And I have a lot planned for the Ultimate Mutton Fishing one and coaching, and I have a lot planned for the Downrigger. And now and then I'm moving on to another course here, which I've talked about in the previous podcasts. So that's it for that. Okay, so now let's talk dolphin fishing. The summer of the small fish. Last summer, I remember, was pretty amazing, but it didn't happen till the fall. Now, there's a lot of theories going around, and then now we've got an article that's floating around that everybody's, what happens is that I've talked about this in a previous podcast is, now you go back and listen to the podcast called Why I Started Mutton Snapper Fishing, okay? I want you to listen to that podcast. Now, yesterday I got an email from a client. He sent me a link to the Keys Weekly article and talking about the lack of dolphin fish, and it's the same thing when every year that it seems that everybody's talking about the longliners destroying the dolphin population and why there's no big fish. Now, we've seen a big push of big fish last year. And a lot of things happened last year. We had Hurricane Dorian. I think Puerto Rico was still down and out from the hurricane. So a lot of boats got torched down there because of the hurricane. So the long lining thing seems to be, I've heard everything. I've heard that it was the Gulf oil spill that was causing dolphin to be stunted in growth. That was an excuse. Another one was the dolphin disappeared. That was back when I don't know how many years ago that was, and there was huge meetings at Bud and Mary's. I talk about that in that podcast. So this season, we had a lot of small dolphin. Okay, now we did see some really nice fish in April and some in June, and they're in spurts, and that always happens. You'll get a push of larger fish. Now, the pushes of larger fish have been ahead of tropical storms this year. So you'll get a couple days before the storm where the wind's up, and then you'll see that the guys are catching some 50s and 60s off the swordfish grounds, okay? Or they get lucky and they find you get lucky when you find a log and there's a big bull on there and a cow. That's just pure luck. Anybody can do that, guys. So it doesn't take a lot of skill. I know guys in kayaks that have found stuff floating out there and they've caught some massive dolphin. So big bulls and cows on a little piece of bamboo floating by. So it's pure luck. So you just have to find a current and find the right weed line that doesn't have any pressure, and hope there's a bull and a cow in there. So, anyways, there's an article floating around right now about longlining again and the lack of big dolphin, how something needs to be done about it federally. Am I in agreement with it? I need to see more evidence, okay? Because we started seeing declines in dolphin sizes. I don't know. I think it's been 5 years now. It's been about 5 years. So the dolphin population has been as far as the size goes, has been kind of hit or miss. It's probably been 5 years. It's I think it was after the first El Nino we had, and then we had a lot of west wind, and it pushed a lot of the fish over to the Caribbean side. So I don't know who to believe, and what you need more science and behind it. Now, if they shut down the long lining, I've heard years where they've shut down the long lining and there's been lots of dolphin, or I don't know. There's just, like I said, there's just not a lot of science behind it right now. You need more evidence. So, and that's tough to do without tagging studies. Okay, tagging studies. So I want to read you guys something. So I want you guys to really, if you guys are really, really, really curious about the dolphin, you need to follow the Dolphin Research Program, the DRP. And the DRP has been around for several years, okay? And you really need to follow that if you really want to learn about dolphin fishing and the migration habits and all that stuff. So prior to this article coming out, this is interesting. So the dolphin fish seem to travel from a couple different patterns. Okay, there's always been theories about how the Atlantic dolphin are supplied through the loop current and the Western Caribbean. So we all know that a lot of our dolphin, they travel from Puerto Rico through, and then they make their way to the eastern coast of Florida. Okay, but I want to read you guys something, and this came out on August 26th, and this was a Guy Harvey study. Okay, and take it, like, I want you to listen really close. Okay. So here we go. This is on the Facebook page for the Dolphin Research Program, and I signed up for the updates. I used to make a lot of donations to the program as well, and I'll probably get back to doing that because it is an awesome program and you do learn a lot. And I didn't see a lot of tag recoveries this year, but this one tag recovery is pretty amazing. Okay. So here you go. So I'm going to read this word for word. And I need to put on my glasses because the sun does a number on my eyes. So, okay. So, the 31st recovery for the Dolphin Research Program in 2020 confirms a Atlantic dolphin supply route via the loop current and the Western Caribbean Sea. On July 1st, Guy and Jess tagged 2 dolphin north of Grand Cayman, and as luck would have it, one would go on to provide direct evidence of the time it takes a dolphin to swim from the Grand Cayman to Key Largo, Florida. 38 days, guys, 38 days. It took this fish to swim from Grand Cayman to Key Largo. They measured the fish to be 24 inches to the fork. Okay, and the captain measured the. Okay, so the Captain Wrangle, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry, Captain Wrangle, if I mispronounce your name if you're listening. So he measured the fish to be 28 inches in fork length when he and his family recaptured the fish off Key Largo, Florida. Okay, so sum it up, guys. So when they measured the fish in Grand Cayman, it was 24 inches to the fork. Okay? It took 38 days for this fish to swim to Key Largo. So this fish traveled from Grand Cayman. He traveled all the way up through the Yucatan, and he swam into the loop current. And I've got the image on. You can check out the image on the DRP Facebook page on their post. So the total, this is where it gets strange, okay? Now, this is only one tag study, so don't get all freaked out. The total growth of 4 inches equates to a daily rate of 0.105 inch per day, which is slightly lower than the DRP's overall length of 0.12. Okay, per day. The movement, when compared to the surface drifter tracks over the last 3 years from June to August, is consistent with the speed of the only observed drifter traveling through the area in 2020. Well, now, then he goes on to say, while the DRP does not have a track of exactly where this fish swam, given the predominant west to northwest tendency, the overall flow of the surface currents recapture the highlights of the Atlantic coast dolphin supply via the loop current. Okay, so the key word here is a total growth of 4 inches equates to a daily rate of 0.05 inch a day, which is slightly lower than the DRP's overall average of 0.12 inches per day. Okay. So which means that this one study shows that this fish is growing slowly. Okay? But it's only one fish. Okay? So we're looking at a whole population of lots of small fish out there right now. And and we used to see lots of larger gaffers this time of year, like bigger fish. So, and I have evidence of that from last September, like September's from 5 years ago, of really large fish that traveled through. So now I'm just reading you the statement because the article that was released talks about why there's all these schoolies out there and no larger fish, because they're saying that a lot of the larger fish are getting caught in the long lines. But is there something going on with the growth rate of the dolphin? I don't know. But this little study, this little tagging thing shows that there's something going on. Yeah, it was one fish. The fish might have been fucked up. Might have taken some hormone, might have eaten something that caused him to grow slowly. But it's very interesting, isn't it? So so there needs to be some more tagging studies done, and rather than killing a bunch of fish. And if you guys are really, for the guys that are going out there consistently and dolphin fishing, and you really want to figure out what's going on, then I suggest you start putting some tags in these fish and trying to get in on the solution of what's happening. Now, this may just be a fluke this year. Who knows? It's dolphin fishing. This COVID, things are taken to a whole new level now as far as like drama with the fish. So because everybody's fishing. But it's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. And like I said, you can read more about the Guy Harvey study and see the actual picture movement of the dolphin on the DRP's Facebook page if you want to learn more and see that exact study, because the study, like the recapture data, is very accurate. So something to think about. So I've seen a lot of excuses, and it's always coming back to the longliners, and I don't know, man. I truly believe there might be something else going on out there with the growth and how the fish are traveling and when they're traveling. Are they traveling through when it's really shitty out? We've had a lot of windy days, and the dolphin I'm seeing being caught right now the bigger dolphin are being caught on larger days. On windier days when most small boats can't get out. So is there something that has to do with that? So I don't know. So, but I did get a fishing report this morning that is a little encouraging. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. You're going to have to tune into the Good Karma Sport Fishing app fishing report, which I'm going to do right after the podcast. And a lot of guys right now are finding the fish, but they're keeping it, the guys that are finding them, a lot of guys are like keeping it pretty hush-hush where they're finding them, what time of day, because of the amount of people that are out there, and I don't blame them. So, but like I said, I'm holding true to my standard about when the fish are biting and where. So I'm going to tell you what this person gave me permission to talk about it. So, and he sent me the pictures, and they were beautiful. So fish were beautiful. And it happened on Sunday, when it was supposedly slow out there. So for some. So I'm also got an update on deep dropping and some other stuff that I'm going to share. So, but now I get asked why I haven't been dolphin fishing, and it's because there's been a lot of small fish, and the fish have been out in 1,000 feet. And you know how long it takes me to get out to 1,000 feet? A long time. And there's no guarantees that I'm going to find them once I get out there, or they're going to bite even on live bait. So that's why, basically. And so I've been, and plus, like I said, a lot of my clients want to bottom fish now, and trolling, people tend to get a little antsy, so that I have to really vet the person before I'll even agree to take them trolling. So, because it's, like I said, there's just no guarantees. So I want to make sure the client has a good time, and it's not about me. So I'll give you some options, And so, yeah, I've talked about it in the past, so I'm not going to go on with this. So, but like I said, if you really want to be prepared because we're coming into the fall, I would highly suggest that you start switching over and start getting ready for wahoo season. Now, like I said, I've got some courses available for downrigger fishing. High-speed fishing is not the answer, guys. I hate to say it. And it's so overly promoted now. And guys with small boats, guys, I highly suggest that you start learning how to target these fish at slower speeds using downriggers. If you want to learn how I do it, then you can purchase my downrigger course on through my Good Karma fishing tackle store and learn how I do it with the downriggers. And then I have a whole other line of products as far as courses go where I'm going to be talking about how to catch wahoo at slower rates of speed, lures, and then with the rigging group that I have coming out that I talked about earlier, I'm going to really focus in on that as well, as far as using bait strips, as far as using dead ballyhoo, and some stuff that you guys have never heard of that we're using down here in the Keys that are producing. So that's some stuff I'll be doing in the rigging group. So yeah, I think that's all I got today, guys. Are the dolphins shrinking? I don't know. It's one study, but it is kind of weird, right? It is kind of weird. So, and 2020 is fucking weird. It's weird. So, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I want you guys to think about that. And for those that are going out there and killing a whole bunch of fish, start putting some tags in them. Contact the DRP. Get involved with the tagging study. See how many I think they offer prizes and all that good stuff for as many, the most fish tagged, which is really cool. And then they do a really good job with the social media as far as giving you credit on the tagging and stuff. So it's another good way to promote your fishing team and all that good stuff. So that's all I got for today, guys. Again, watch the video with Landshark Outdoors and Brooke's video on Brooke Christ Outdoors this week. Drop a comment for them. Give them a like. Follow them. They are one of the absolute best out there when it comes to YouTube. I would say in like the top 3, in my opinion. And they are only growing and getting bigger because of the content that they produce is very authentic. Very authentic, okay? And they know how to fish. Really know how to fish. And they do it very well. So, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys. And then you can get involved with the Facebook group. That's the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast Facebook group. And for charter information, you can check out my website, www.goodkarmasportfishing.com. And don't forget to download the Good Karma Sport Fishing app. You can download it through iTunes or the Google Play Store. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.